promised we'd try to be done by 7:30, 7:45 at the very latest. So we're going to try really hard to do it. And I'm going to ask this first question, and I'd like to go along, and if you don't want to answer, that's up to you. But if you have something you think you would be a benefit to share, then let's start with that. And the first one that I've got here, it says, what assurances do I need to provide to my employees, wages, benefits, etc.? What assurances do I need to provide to my employees?
Nothing. I mean, it sets you apart, you know, if you provide all this litany of benefits to your employees. But I'm sure, remember when your mom was the only employee, she didn't get much. I mean, did she? Well, good for her. It's actually difficult to buy benefits when you have very few employees. So, I mean, we offer a whole slew. We just added 2 more this year. That it certainly is attractive to the employees, and they feel a little more devoted to you. But the key ones, I think, most employees are looking for medical insurance or some kind of support in that. Vacation, you know, people have to have a life outside of work. But really, I think there was a survey a few years ago that listed really, of all of the things people care about in a job, it's how they feel they're treated. Hourly wages, benefits, all those things become secondary to whether or not they're cared for as a human and not just chattel.
I know for early education, as an early education teacher, we don't do this because we make money. We make pretty much a bottom line dollar. So we're working hard to try to pay our teachers more than what they would normally make in this area. And just as we're able to build, we're able to do more. The big thing is family time for early ed teachers and flex schedules. So we're trying to build a big enough staff that they can take the time off and they can spend time when their kids get sick. So that right now, but with the promise that the stronger we get as a company, the more we will be able to.
And our business is a family-run business. It's just our family. We don't have any employees right now, so we're just guaranteeing ourselves that, you know, I feel kind of like our customers are they're not our employees, but they're kind of like our family. So our guarantee is to them that we'll be there every day and that we're doing what we're doing. So we don't have, because we've decided to keep it kind of a small family business, we don't have a lot of employee issues.
I can't really speak to benefits. I would just add to what you said, is the importance of treating your employees with respect and appreciation every day.
We're a family business too, so we have kind of the same deal where, you know, I pay my daughter just because I got other children as well. I want to make sure that there's no arguments about a fair wage, so that people don't come back later and say, oh, you know, you got too much money or you didn't get enough money. So that's a family dynamic, right? You know, by law, all you have to do is pay minimum wage, right, and comply with, if you're a certain size, you have to then, you know, comply with all that American Health Care Act, whatever that is. You know, in Oregon, we have a higher minimum wage than the federal, so you gotta make sure you meet that, and that's escalated. You gotta meet that. But in general, like the rest of the panelists, I've always paid 100% of the medicals. My daughter gets 100% of her medical. Other businesses that I've had, we've always paid 100% of the medical. The last thing I want is for an employee, and in my case, they're almost always professionals. The last thing I want to have is them worrying about, you know, some family issue or paying some bill, healthcare bill. You know, I want their attention devoted to my business or our business, whatever it is we're working on. So I've always given full benefits, no matter what.
The next question that we have is, what is the biggest barrier besides, you know, coming up with you know, the basic beginning money? What is the biggest barrier, do you think, that small businesses actually face to keep going?
Education. I think that there's so much to understand about money and how, I mean, every business starts out, you become more successful, you start feeling it, you want to spend it. It takes a lot of discipline to put it back into the company, to build the company, and to keep getting educated. The library provides lots and lots of resources for free education. I read a book a month. My team at my dental office, we all read a book a month together. They're all business books, they're all self-improvement books or finance books to help each of my employees to, I mean, I have asked every one of my employees to start their own corporation. That's the only way you can save money on taxes. You've got to have a corporation or you're going to get eaten up. So we try and educate our employees, but you can never be successful on a business level if you don't understand money or you don't understand how your business works with banks and with other suppliers and vendors. You just have to be educated.
I have to agree with that. Another one is know the community. If you're trying to go into a community that you're not living there, eating there, it's going to be rough because you don't really know what the needs are.
I think too, like know your community, know who your customer base is before you get started. That was one thing for us that was very helpful as we did the Kickstarter launch to help us get the funding to get our business up and going. That was also a great connection for us. All these people contributing were our potential customers. We got to meet them. They got to meet us and know what our goals were. They were rooting for us the whole time. So when our doors opened, we had a customer base already there. They were people who were excited for us to be open, and they were the people that wanted to see us succeed. So that, get to know who your customer base is going to be.
I echo that too, the importance of education and also having a business plan, extremely important. Your banker can work with you too on, looking at your tax returns and giving you advice on areas where you can make improvements.
In my experience, it's all been about understanding all the rules that you have to comply with. There's incredible amounts of regulation out there, depending on what you're doing. I mean, I talked about the transmission line we did. We actually had to get presidential commit from Obama, right? So it's like, who would have known? And they were like, I had 3 pages of permits and regulations that I had to comply with. I make some investments in Canada. I mean, if you make investments in Canada, a $10,000 investment in Canada, and I was automatically a felon, because if you don't report that you got this Canadian investment, or that there's a bank account across the border with cash in it. I mean, I had to get through some amnesty program because it was impossible to know everything that you had to comply with for having made a $10,000 investment in Canada. It's all about preventing the drug dealers or the drugs from money laundering and all that kind of stuff. But for just a business, I mean, you just trying to start out, I mean, you don't want to put in $1 million to start with. You want to put in a minimum amount of money you can. That was difficult. The other thing is, a big hurdle is you have to hustle, right? You have to work hard to have a successful small business. It took way more time than I ever thought it was going to take, and that's not just something that you personally paid. Your family pays for it, And I had a lot of advice from my wife about how much I should work versus how much I should stay home. That was going on constantly. But the bottom line is we wouldn't be as successful as we are as a family or as a business if it hadn't been for all that time I had to put in early in my career in order to be successful later in my career. It's just part of that, I'll call it seasoning, but it takes time, it takes an incredible effort, and you have to educate them. You have to educate yourself, because every time you pay your CPA or your attorney, they're charging you some incredible amount per hour. You're just better off, in my opinion, learning that yourself and then just taking the really tough questions to those guys.
The next question kind of goes into that. You just talked about what you have to demand of yourself, and this question asks, what do you look for in a small business as far as the most important traits for your employees? What do you want from your employees?
I want ownership from my employees. I mean, we give our employees an unbelievable work experience. They get 6 weeks of paid vacation. They get full medical. They get 401k matching. They get every benefit you can think of. And in return, I work their butts off. But I actually want them to own their job. Everybody up here has started their own business. You watch on TV and it says, be your own boss, set your own hours. And the reality is that means be your own boss, work 28 hours a day. There's no shortcut. And the more that my employees act like me, then the more successful my business becomes. The first person to get the pink slip is the clock watcher. I want them working hard, and I want them, when they're there, I want them working as hard as they can, and then they can go home and have fun. But I pay them very well to work really hard.
Dedication and take ownership of it. The more successful the school is, the more I can do for them and the more I can do for their community. If they go in every day and try to sabotage everything, nobody's going to get anywhere, everybody's going to get. So just dedication, and if you're not happy there, then let's find you another place. But I want people to enjoy what they do. I love teaching. I absolutely love it. And so I want other teachers there to really love what they do.
As a family-owned business, we just want to be able to be welcoming and to offer people good customer service. I can't stand going someplace and feeling like they don't care that I'm there. So when we have customers who come out to the farm, we try to be welcoming, we introduce ourselves, we meet them, we show them around a little bit if we have time, answer any questions. I just want people to feel like, wow, they really know what they're doing and they care about what they're doing. I think when you go someplace like that and you feel like people are putting that time and attention into it, you want to go back there. You feel like, if they're putting time and attention to what they're doing, then I feel comfortable and I feel like they care about me too. So.
I agree.